as you would think. However, he still backs away. And when does he back away? He backs away as soon as he sees these High Templars. So, I mean, they just boggle the mind of your opponent, and any sensible Terran would be very afraid of them. So getting them out, even if they don't have anything, a very experienced and well-versed, what am I saying? Yeah, like I said, experienced Terran will be afraid of this and kind of be cautious. Excuse me, I'm going to take a little sip here. I have a really bad taste in my mouth for some reason. Sorry about that. So we do see him back off for now, which does give Duckload the time to build up all of these zealots. And he is trying to stay under that 500 middle mark, pumping out all of these. Really quick if you're building up a lot of minerals, do put up a lot of gateways, especially if you have an expo going, because that's the only way you're going to be able to lower those minerals and make the most, be most efficient with them. But look at how much these zealots just clean up. Didn't take anything down, but man, they would have surrounded that. And we did see 2 nice feedbacks on these medevacs. And if a medevac is actually full HP, or mana, excuse me, you can take it down with 1 feedback. So do use feedback in a good situation. Don't just throw it out there for no reason. That would be silly. But yeah, don't be afraid to use that, because most people just save it up for Psionic Storm. It's like, you do have feedback as well. Another important thing, if you're pushing, do throw down a proxy pylon. Allows you to get your units in so much more quickly. And here's something that I like from Duckload. Putting our pylons around his base, so they... Oh, did I miss the... Oh, geez, that was so... I wonder if I missed that. Yeah, I think I did. Being a little unprofessional here, guys. Like I said in the other game, do take advantage of drops, especially when your opponent is this preoccupied. I can't think of anything. I'm so tired. I'm gonna go to... We're at units right now. We have 31 probes for Duckload, and we're just gonna see how much damage this drop does. So do take advantage of drops when your opponent is preoccupied. It's free probes. And I would have liked a little bit more commitment here, just because there's not that many units. Definitely could have picked off more. But he sees this big push. So yeah, do take advantage of that. And now he's 17 probes instead of 31. A full 13 under full saturation. And now in response, he can't build as many units. Now he has to spend a whole ton more resources on those probes, which is very important. And it also allows you as a Terran to stall for time. And bunkers, do make good use of bunkers, because like Jinro says, they are free, because you could just salvage them and get your full 100 minerals back. 100 minerals isn't even that much considering the amount of defense they do give you, especially when they're positioned very well. So yeah, pumping out more High Templars and getting this Psionic Storm finally. I would have liked to see more Chrono Boost on it, but then again, he had to use it on these probes, which is another thing that dropping does force your opponent to do, which is use that Chrono Boost on things they normally wouldn't. Just going to speed this up a little bit here. And because of all this stalled time, all of the things he has done, being a little aggressive, pushing them back a little bit, he has been able to pump out this many units. Okay, we're already at the units tab. 25 Marines, 7 Marauders, and 2 Ghosts already out just from these 2 Raxes. I mean, that's insane. That just shows you how much this reactor can really do for you, especially on this starport as well. A very, very important do for Terran is to make use of ghosts. One, EMP, extremely important. Essentially taking 30% to 50% of the time it takes to destroy a Protoss army depending on how well you use it, depending on how much shields the unit composition of the Protoss does have, because you can see 50 shields for a Zealot but 80 for a Stalker, so it does depend. But taking away those shields is so important. It's obviously like having the life of each Protoss unit. And another important thing that Ghost can be used for is harassing. So do get that cloak, but you don't normally see Ghosts that often in PvT if the game ends early, because Ghosts are for late mid game to early late game. That's kind of a brain twister. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna see a really nice Ghost harass, and even a special little treat for you guys. I was really excited when I saw this in the replay. If I were duck load right now, I would be going for a lot more high Templars, but it looks like he's focusing on something else at the moment. Here's something else. Do get that observer as quickly as possible when you get that robotics facility. I'm not sure if he did chrono boost it, but if you're going for a 2-gate robo, first thing you want to do when you put up that robo facility is chrono boost out that observer. It's just so important to know and see everything your opponent is doing. But this is what I was talking about. We have this extremely nice cloak, and he picks off all of these high Templars. No Psionic Storm whatsoever. And how huge is that? Because the observer had to be used elsewhere. So you may not be as fortunate, but if you can pull something like this off, it's huge, and it's an extreme game changer. Think about how much damage 3 Psionic Storms would do. Well, I mean, each High Templar could do 2, so 6 Ionic Storms on this unit composition. Think how much damage that would do. But meanwhile, we get this drop, and here comes that cloak right there. Okay, there it was. Oh no! Another terrible click. Jeez, where is that now? Now I gotta fast forward. Sorry about this, guys. So unprofessional. There's that feedback. One hit feedback, and that medevac's gone, so that's pretty important. And here's a nuke while this is happening, while he's distracted over here, and he tries to chrono boost out this observer, but it was just not in time. Does pull off the probes pretty quickly, but boom! There go 6 about, but nothing really else taken away, because there's very good reaction time on Duckload's part, so that was pretty good. But oh man, whenever you can get a nuke off, why not? I mean, honestly. But very nice timing push. Timing push after he had thrown down that nuke and after he had sniped off those high Templars. Does not look good whatsoever for Duckload here, and because it's not good whatsoever. And here is my golden rule. Don't ever fight the Terran when he's in a choke. You can only have this much room to fight them with your Zealots, while they have, well, they're ranged, so they have infinite amount of room when you're losing all of this space to be able to surround and fight them. So you can see he is waiting for a better position, but it's just, and Psionic Storm, look at all that damage, just come on. And Duckload obviously not going to be able to win that. Does call it GG. And hopefully I make it through this last part without falling asleep. Oh my lord. PvT part 3. And this is the longest part. Oh my gosh. But, yeah, this one is going to be... Oh, nice little split there. We're going to have Silver versus Huck. And I'm going to take a sip of my Dr. Pepper, and hopefully that wakes me up a little bit. Wow. Huck does fare very much better. Very much better. Yeah, sure, that makes perfect grammatical sense. Definitely doesn't sound too good, but he does a lot better in this matchup than we see Duckload do. No offense to you, Duckload. Placing a pylon in kind of a funky spot. but it does give him sight, which is pretty important, and he is able to put gateways in a nice place still. And that 10 probe scout is very important. It's important to get that probe scouting as quickly as possible. And we're going to see a similar build from Silver, though he doesn't like to be fancy with his supply depots. He opts to put it out here. And something I like right here, again, looking for a proxy, scouting around the base. It's something you'll see a lot of pros do to stop cheeses like that early in the game. We're going to get that 12 racks. So, very typical timing so far. And we're actually going to see that Huck goes for a 14 gateway like we saw Duckload go for on this map as well. So both players are relying on the length of the map to protect them, which can be very effective if you are scouting your opponent a lot. And look at this, he's been scouting all around with his SEV, making sure there's no proxy whatsoever, just being very proactive in that sense. And that is huge, because if you're caught off guard by something like that, it can really just mess you up, especially early game. But we're going to get that a similar right after this gateway, and now a 17 or about 16 pylon. So yeah, standard build, and this command center does go down at 16. Refinery did go up at about 13, I believe. So 12 racks, 13 refinery, standard against Protoss. 15 or 16 command center. 16 does tend to be the more comfortable choice. And stealing, ooh, 16 does seem to be the more comfortable choice, but if you want to get that mule out right away, 15 is more ideal. But stealing that refinery can be just deadly, depending on what your opponent is going to do, but in PvT there's not much of a switch up, it's mostly just MMM. So taking this gas will delay that tech lab and a lot of, well, it won't delay the tech lab, it will just delay the amount or hinder the amount of marauders. So that can be nice. Depends if you want to spend all that 75, you don't cancel it. But I would just keep it up just because it's that much more annoying. And it spends a lot more time. And he is going to have to keep it up. Plus you get a nice little scout if he was going to put anything up here. You would be able to see it. That's a good amount of scouting space right there. And pretty oddly enough, well, not very odd, but we do see the second assimilator and that Cybercore did finish. He did get it before 19, so very, very current trend. Make sure you do get that Cybercore before 19. And we're going to get a factory down first instead of a second barracks. So Silver is going for a little bit different gameplay. Then we saw, I'm at a loss right now.